Sawadee-ka, welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. So if you love chilies, this recipe is for you. I am making a fried rice using not one, not two, but 3 types of chilies. So it is a triple chili fried rice. And you're gonna see how the different types of chilies come together to create a beautiful symphony of flavors. I also got lots of tricks for the perfect fried rice coming as well. Let's get started. Perfect fried rice trick number 1. Always marinate your protein. There is nothing worse than a delicious plate of fried rice interrupted by bland, dry, boneless, skinless chicken breast. We've all been there, right? So I'm using boneless, skinless chicken breast today just to demonstrate to you that this can be delicious. And I'm gonna marinate very simply with soy sauce. And also, a little bit of sugar will help flavor and it'll also help browning. A little bit of water. And this water is gonna get absorbed into the chicken along with the seasoning, almost like a brine. And that's gonna help prevent it from drying out and keep the chicken juicy and tender. Trust me, this makes all the difference. So you wanna do this first before you do anything, and it just needs about 15 minutes. Perfect fried rice trick number 2. A lot of people will tell you that you need to use day-old cold rice for the perfect fried rice. You don't need to do that. I've never worked in a single restaurant that has cold rice in the fridge for your fried rice. But if you're using rice straight from the rice cooker, what you can do is just spread it out onto a plate and really allow the excess steam to escape, let the rice cool down, and then when you go to cook it, the grains will come apart more easily. If you're cooking rice specifically for fried rice, I also recommend adding a little less water than you normally would, okay? So that's rice, and of course for Thai food, you always want to use jasmine rice. Now the sauce. Introducing chili number 1, the most important chili of this recipe, Thai chili paste. Now this recipe, the Thai name is khao phat nam prik phao. Khao phat is fried rice and nam prik phao is this guy. It's a sweet, rich umami paste. There's a really unique flavor. No good substitute other than to make it yourself, which I have a recipe for. I'll link to it below. But to nip that question in the bud, no, you can't substitute it with anything. And all you need from this recipe is just about a tablespoon and a little. There's quite a bit of oil on top. I'm going to just add some of that just for extra flavor and color. You don't absolutely need to. Now, that sauce is very thick, so I'm gonna pre-mix it with our fish sauce, because if you just throw a tablespoon of chili paste in, you'll have a heck of a time trying to get it mixed into the rice. Okay, so that is what you're looking for, and believe it or not, that is all there is to the sauce. The chili paste is doing most of the heavy lifting here, which is why you really can't go without it. All right, time to cook. Before we move on, we need to talk about something very important, and that is your well-being. If you've ever felt stressed, depressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, like I often do, I highly recommend you check out our sponsor today, BetterHelp. When I had my son a few years ago, I really struggled. I was overwhelmed by the demands of being a new parent while maintaining my work and personal relationships. It was very hard, and I wish I had known about BetterHelp back then. BetterHelp offers experienced licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. And you don't have to go to an office, which I know for many, that's an obstacle. You can talk to your therapist in a private online environment wherever you are, whenever it's convenient for you. BetterHelp has over 20,000 therapists with a broad range of expertise, so you can access help that may not even be available where you live. How it works is you fill out a questionnaire to help assess your needs, and within 48 hours, you're going to be matched with a therapist. Then you schedule a secure phone or video sessions with them, and the best part is you can also exchange unlimited text messages, and everything you share is completely confidential. Now, if you would like a new therapist, you can request one anytime at no additional charge. So I was matched with Shauna, a therapist with decades of experience, and her approach is to teach you techniques to help identify faulty thinking patterns that are not serving you so that you can move towards a more joyful life. So if you want to take charge of your mental health and join over 2 million people who've done the same thing, check out BetterHelp, and you can get 10% off your first month by going to betterhelp.com/Pailin's All right, wok on. In goes some oil. And now the chicken, which as you can see, most of the water has already gone inside the chicken, so you don't see much pooling anymore. You spread the chicken out best you can, and then you don't disturb it for a solid, 30 seconds to a minute. Just to get that browning on the chicken, because browning is flavor. That's why boiled chicken doesn't taste as good as grilled chicken. You see that? That is what we're going for. So, oh no, the other pieces need a bit of time. There we go. You want pieces like that. And then you can just give it a toss, and now you're just wanting to get them cooked. Okay, that's pretty much done. I'm going to turn it off and remove the chicken. I mean, this chicken alone is already tasty, and you can put this chicken in any kind of stir fries, fried rice, fried noodles. It's my all-purpose chicken marinade. Next, I'm going to scramble the eggs in the same wok. My eggs are going to go in. And I'm just going to scramble them until they are completely done, scraping out any stuck chicken bits because that's good flavor. And then as soon as it's done, I'm taking it also out of the pan. Now, I can go in with the chicken. I don't always do this, meaning I don't always scramble the eggs and take it out. But for this particular recipe, if you put the sauce on the eggs kind of turn the same color as the rice, and then it's not as pretty. And so this way the eggs also remain nice and tender. I'm gonna take a little break here to scrape off all the stuck bit and remind myself to re-season my wok. All right, my wok is mostly clean, medium heat, and just a little bit of oil this time because we already had oil in the chicken and the eggs. I just need enough to saute my garlic. And also our chili number 2, dried roasted chili flakes. So you can just use chili flakes from the store, but I roasted dried chilies to get it nice and smoky and then ground it in a coffee grinder. And the reason I add this is for heat, because our Thai chili paste is very mild. Like, it's not spicy at all. So this is where the heat is coming from, and also a little bit of smokiness is gonna come from the chili flakes. We're gonna just keep sauteing it until I can smell that smokiness in the air. So roast the chilies a little bit further, maybe just a touch more. That is smelling good. Can't tell the garlic is golden because it's red now, but you can kind of smell it. So in goes the rice. Woohoo! Get this rice a quick toss and pour the sauce directly on the rice, and it will help the rice split apart. Onions for a little bit of crunch. And then at this point, I'm just working on making sure all the rice clumps are taken care of. Press them down with a spatula. Tricks for perfect fried rice. Number 3, let it toast. Listen to the sound of toasting rice. Get that brown flavor, but don't burn it. So, you know, don't go overboard. With this rice, it's a little harder to tell because it's red. But that toasting rice is what to give you that extra flavor. Okay, now the chicken and the egg goes in. I do have a lot of chicken juice pooling here. I'm gonna add it all in because I know that my rice is dry enough that it can handle that extra chicken juice. If your rice, for whatever reason, is already looking like it's too wet, you may wanna not add it, which is a shame because that's really good flavor. Now, our final chilies, the third chilies I'm going to add is fresh chilies. I've got Fresnos and Serranos, but at this point you can do any kind of fresh chilies that you're okay with the heat level. And the reason fresh chilies are added is because they are really different from the dry chilies which is what's used in the chili paste. It adds a note of juiciness, grassiness, fruitiness, freshness in general. Whew, that's it. I'm gonna turn this off, and our final thing is Thai basil. But you know what? If you can't find it, triple chilies, all right? If you can't find it, this fried rice is delicious even without the basil. So don't stress over it. If you feel like the third chilies are too much, you can even just do bell pepper. It'll still give you that pop of fruitiness without any extra heat. And that's it. So good, so delicious. Let's try it. So right about now was when the front camera crapped out. So you're gonna have to stare at this beautiful plate while I tell you about the final touches. First, a wedge of lime. This is not a garnish. The acidity of the lime is going to cut through the richness and make all the difference. Some cucumber slices is a standard fried rice accompaniment in Thailand. It'll add some crunchy freshness and it cleanses your palate as you go. And that's my triple chili fried rice. Seriously, try it. You will not be disappointed. It's loaded with flavor, it's slightly sweet and just the right level of spicy, and you can make this as spicy as you want. I'd like to thank all of our Patreon members who help support the show. And if you want to join our community of Thai food lovers, check out the link below. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time. สวัสดีค่ะ